Following on from the last project where I explored disrupting ideas of the male gaze by looking at Lee Bowery and the Club Kids, this project the focus was on using fashion as a form of escapism. The Club Kids and Lee Bowery would use fashion as a form of escape from their everyday lives, and the clubs such as Taboo and the Blitz Club offered them a safe space where they could explore their own identity, sexuality or gender without any judgment. At the beginning of this project, I started looking at how drag could be used as a form of escapism during the pandemic, and so I got dressed up in full drag and just did some boring, mundane things to make it more exciting. When the Club Kids and Lee Bowery would get ready for their nights, they'd spend days preparing, and so the whole concept was like more about what you were wearing rather than the actual events. From doing this drag look, I then started to create some digital print designs, and then I developed these into embroidery on the computer. To bring some of the more glamorous side of drag back in, I stitched out my designs onto a layer of Angelina fibres, and then afterwards I also added some beading to reflect the sequins, and I used some different types of stitches like satin stitch on the shoes and some motifs as well to add more details back into the design. I also designed a collection inspired by Tesco's and how in the pandemic at the moment there's not much going on, so the only reason to dress up is to go to the shops, and so I thought this was a funny way of exploring escapism. I also wanted to bring in some more of the Club Kids side of queer fashion, and so I started to create my own Club Kids inspired looks that took inspiration from the Pride flag and Lee Bowery, and then I developed these into print samples and embroidery as well. From looking at the brand Discount Universe and how they use embellishments and they create the embellishments with the body in mind, I started to think more about the placement of where I'd put the digital embroidery and how it would fall on the body. From developing contextualizations of my designs, I was able to see more how they would work within a full collection, and then I started to explore some abstract designs. When taking off the makeup, I found that the smearing of all the paint together made a more interesting pattern, and so I started developing print designs from this, and then from here I also developed embroidery from the print design. With this project, obviously because we've not been in uni as much as normal, I found it really hard to stay creative, especially as at the beginning I was not producing any samples. With the digital embroidery conversions being online for the beginning of the project, I found that I had to plan out my designs a lot more before starting the actual conversion process. This has helped me improve on my time management skills and my preparation for producing samples, so I've been using my time a lot more efficiently in this project. Also, because the conversion sessions were done online, I had to improve on my communication skills and understand the terminology of the different stitches, the motifs and the angles and everything, and how that can be applied and how I can communicate that to someone else. Although I have found this project extremely hard because of the circumstances, I feel like I've been a lot more resourceful and a lot more independent because of it.